the stadium.
The charismatic American Dream.
80s and 90s WWE wrestlers and their son 2023. Popular wrestlers from the 80s and 90s have served as the bedrock for modern-day professional wrestling. Today we will explore the lives of 10 prominent wrestlers from the 80s and 90s and find out which of their sons have walked on the exact footprint of their fathers. Ric Flair and David Flair. Ric Flair, known as the Nature Boy, is widely regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. With a career spanning over 5 decades, Flair's impact on the industry is immeasurable. His son David Flair, however, faced the challenge of living up to his father's iconic status. Despite initial high expectations, David's wrestling journey fell short compared to his father's success. Struggling to establish his own identity, he often relied on his father's name and character. While David experienced some accomplishments in WCW, his lack of passion and dedication prevented him from reaching the pinnacle of the wrestling world. Eventually, he transitioned away from wrestling, leaving behind his aspirations to explore different paths. Mick Foley and Dewey Francis Foley. The legacy of Michael Francis Foley, aka Mick Foley, spans across multiple promotions and eras of WWE. He has had stints in WWF, WCW, ECW, TNA, and more, and cemented his place as one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE history. From his various personas like Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love, to his memorable matches and championships, Mick's dedication to the wrestling industry has earned him the moniker the Hardcore Legend. Just like him, his son, Dewey Francis Foley, carved his path to WWE not as a wrestler, but as a talented writer for WWE 205 Live. He worked with WWE in its NXT creative team till 2022. Now he is part of different projects related to showbiz and wrestling. Hulk Hogan and Nick Hogan. Hulk Hogan is an iconic figure in the world of professional wrestling who became the face of the 1980s wrestling boom. His achievements included multiple championship reigns in both the WWF and WCW. He also headlined numerous WrestleMania events. After venturing into film and television, Hogan made a comeback in the ring and played a pivotal role in the Monday Night Wars era. However, his son Nick Hogan became a reality TV star at first, along with the rest of Hulk's family members. But when Nick Hogan was involved in a tragic car accident, it resulted in serious injuries to his passenger. The incident brought both tragedy and controversy to the Hogan family. Dusty Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes, aka the American Dream, was a legendary figure in professional wrestling. The wrestler had won multiple championships throughout his long career. Dusty's influence extended beyond his in-ring performances as he later worked as a backstage booker and producer in WWE's developmental territory, NXT. His son Dustin and Cody have also made names for themselves in the wrestling world. Dustin, performing as Dustin Rhodes or Goldust, achieved success in both WWE and WCW, winning numerous championships and headlining pay-per-view events. Today, he continues to entertain audiences as Dustin Rhodes in All Elite Wrestling, carrying on his family's legacy in the industry. Shawn Michaels and Cameron Cade Hickenbottom. Shawn Michaels is a popular figure in the wrestling industry who is still a legend among the WWE fans. After his first retirement in 1998, Michaels returned to WWE in 2002 and had a remarkable second run. The 57-year-old star is now the Senior Vice President of Talent Development Creative for the NXT brand. Like him, his son Cameron Cade Hickenbottom has gained a significant following on social media, both for his father and his own enthusiasm for sports. Fans may see his charm in the wrestling industry as well in the future. Gene Anderson and Brad Anderson. Gene Anderson was a prominent figure in professional wrestling, known for his tag team partnership with Lars Anderson and later with Ole Anderson. As the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, he achieved success in various promotions under the National Wrestling Alliance. Gene's son, Bradley Anderson, followed in his footsteps and became a professional wrestler as well. Trained by his father and Nelson Royal, Brad competed under various personas. Davey Boy Smith and Davey Boy Smith Jr. David Smith, better known as Davey Boy Smith or the British Bulldog, was a highly acclaimed English professional wrestler who made a significant impact in the United States with the World Wrestling Federation in the 1980s and 1990s. He achieved success as a tag team wrestler with the British Bulldogs and later found solo success and made headlines with multiple pay-per-view events. Just like him, his son has also gained significant attention for his in-ring performances. Davey Boy Smith Jr. has competed in various promotions, including WWE, NWA, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, and won multiple tag team championships, showcasing his skills as a catch wrestler. Both father and son have left a lasting legacy in the wrestling industry. Jerry Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett. Jerry Jarrett was a respected businessman, wrestling promoter, and former wrestler who made significant contributions to the wrestling industry alongside his partner Jerry Lawler. His son Jeff surely lived up to his father's name, who achieved fame with a country music star persona in the WWF and competed in both WWF and WCW. Eddie Graham and Mike Graham. Eddie Graham, aka Edward F. Gossett, was a prominent American professional wrestler, promoter, and booker. Eddie's son, Mike Graham, also wrestled primarily in his father's territory and later competed in promotions like the AWA and NWS Jim Crockett promotions. Tommy Gilbert and Eddie. Tommy Gilbert was an American professional wrestler who competed in various territories including the Continental Wrestling Association. Both his sons became wrestlers like their father. Eddie Gilbert, also known as Thomas Edward Gilbert Jr., achieved notable success in promotions like Memphis, where he formed teams and had feuds with notable wrestlers such as Tommy Rich and Jerry Lawler. Eddie also worked as a booker for various promotions and left a significant impact